So welcome once again, as I have taught you in the part 1 forms of business organization, and there are 3 forms that I have set you. That was private sector enterprises, public sector enterprises and joint sector enterprises. And this video is about the first one, that is private sector enterprises. Now here also in the private sector, as I have said, that it is a business which is run by an individual person. Okay, now in private sector there is no involvement of the government. This also I have said, it is controlled by that same person who is running the business. Now here also there are different forms of private organizations, the private sectors. Those forms I have written here. The first one is sole proprietorship, next is joint Hindu family business, third one is partnership, fourth one is cooperative society, and the fifth one is company. But today it's not possible in this part to teach you all these things, because as I have mentioned earlier, it's a very lengthy lesson, very lengthy chapter. We have to go part wise. So today here we will read about the sole proprietorship. Okay, the first one. Now sole proprietorship is a business which is controlled by a single individual person. I mean single person, one person who runs business. Okay, this I have said in private sector also, but in private sector the main point is no involvement of government. There can be more than one. I will explain about that. These all comes under that only. These all come under private sector. Now let us discuss about the sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship means a business owned, run or managed by an individual person is sole proprietorship. Sole means single. Understand the meaning of this word sole. Okay, sole means single, one person. The whole business is run by one person, single person. Now here today we will read about the features of sole proprietorship. The features of sole proprietorship. Okay, so I am rubbing this because this I am going to explain in the next video. Today the first point of private sector enterprises. So this point is the feature of sole proprietorship. Features of sole proprietorship. Okay, so what the question can be, what are the features of sole proprietorship? What are the features of sole proprietorship? The first feature is single ownership. Okay, single ownership. Now as the name suggests, you can explain this point yourself. Single ownership. Single ownership means where there is a single owner, one owner, one what do I say, there is no share, there is no share in the ownership. The one and only owner of the company or of the business. Now here what happens, if there is one owner, single owner, the whole capital is invested by him, the whole business is managed by him. So whatever happens, he is the one who is going to take care of the business. Okay, so the first feature of sole proprietorship is single ownership. Now next one is formation and closure. Next feature is formation and closure. Okay, now in formation and closure, when there is a business, okay, when there is a business of sole proprietorship, it means there is only one single person who is handling the business. Formation means to start a business, closure means to end a business, to finish that. At any time that person can start a business, can form a business, and at any time he can close that business too. He can finish the business. Now I mean that he doesn't have to take permission, he doesn't have to discuss with anyone, as he has no partner, the sole proprietor, the single owner. So it is his wish. When he wants to start business, if he doesn't feel good, he can cancel the business. So here what happens, the owner, the businessman can start a business at any time and can end a business at any time. He doesn't have to ask from anyone. Okay, and he doesn't have to wait for anyone's permission. He is the single owner, the single decision maker. He can start a business, he can end a business according to his own choice. Okay, now the third one is unlimited liability. Third one is unlimited liability. In unlimited liabilities, now in unlimited liabilities, what happens, as he is a single owner, one owner, so all the liabilities will be carried by the same owner. There will be no share. If he has lot of work in his business, there are many things to be done. Running a business is not a small thing. It's not an easy thing to do, because there are many things that he needs to take care about the business, about the stock, about the fashion, or about the required things, satisfaction of the customers, earning profit, okay, increasing the number of customers. So there is a lot of headache in that work. And the liabilities, he has to see everything, whether he is getting profit or loss, whether the stock is there or not. He has to bring the things, he has to place order for the things, he has to take care about the storage, I mean where he can store his things. So the liability is numberless. If he has no help, if he has no partner, the liability will be unlimited. He cannot divide the work. You take care of the storage, means you see where the things will be stored, you see which items are not there, you need to list that, you need to order the items whatever is lacking, you will take care of the profits. So he cannot divide the work like that. It's not possible, because he is the single owner, the only owner of the business. So the liabilities are also unlimited. Now individual risk, there is one more point. Where shall I write that? I am writing this. Okay, fourth number point I am writing here. Okay, fourth number point I am writing here, individual risk. Now what happens in the business, from the very beginning I have said that business is about risk. If I need to explain business in my according to my opinion in one word, then I would say that risk. Business means it's a risk. Simple definition from my side, it's a risk. But it also can make you the king or the queen or the beggar, anyone. So business, I don't think that it's a bad thing. Yes, it's about taking risk, but it can make you the richest too. Nobody can be the richest by doing any job. Okay, you can get a satisfactory life, you can have a happy life by just doing a job. But if your ambition is too high, if you want to be the richest one, if you want to have everything you want, it's difficult by doing job, but it's possible by doing business, as well as impossible too. You may lose everything also. So you should have dare to take risk. Now here, individual risk. Whatever business he does, if he faces any loss, any item is spoiled or damaged, the whole risk will be borne by the single owner, I mean the sole proprietorship. So the whole risk, he is the individual person who is going to deal with the risk. The whole risk will be of the same person. And of course, profit recipient, you can join this one with this point also, and you can make another point of this, that is profit recipient. Now here actually, as I have explained in some other video, that one who take risk, the reward for taking risk is profit. What is profit? Profit is the reward for taking risk. What can be the definition of profit? According to maths, if you give definition, see, according to maths, according to business studies, the definition will change. If you are a maths student, you're solving maths, and if I ask you what is profit, then you would say that when the SP, the selling price, is more than the cost price, the extra amount is called profit. Okay, in a maths language you have to give this definition. But if you are a student of commerce, if you are studying business studies or entrepreneurship, then you would answer what is profit. In that case your answer would change. You won't say that it is the extra amount or it is the difference between the selling price and the cost price. Okay, you would say that profit is a reward. Profit is a reward for taking risk. One who takes risk, they get some reward, some prize. Okay, so profit is a reward for taking risk. Here, as you can see that individual risk, when the sole proprietorship is taking individual risk, of course the profit belongs to him. He is the only person who is going to have the whole profit. Okay, there is no share of this profit. Now, one man control. The next point is one man control. The sixth point. What is the topic? What are we reading now? The features of sole proprietorship. These are the features of sole proprietorship. Okay, now the sixth point is one man control. Of course, if it is a sole proprietorship, if there is only one person, the control will be in the hand of one person only. Now, the person who is the owner, the individual person who is the owner of the business, he is only the controller of the whole business. So, the business is on one hand. So, that's why this is one man control business, we can say. Nobody else can control this business. Nobody else can instruct. Nobody else can interrupt. Nobody else can ask for any profit, ask for anything. So, the whole business is one man control. Okay, now here, no legal entity, no separate legal entity is the other point. Here what happens? No, here you see no separate legal entity. This point is also very important, because no separate legal entity. No separate legal entity. Here you understand this point. Here what happens? The proprietor, it means the owner of the business, I would say that they have no legal identity to separate from its owner. I mean, okay, if suppose you have many partners, there will be some dispute, there can be some arguments, and some legal documents will be required. If you start a business with your friend, you need some legal document. How are you going to share your profit, how much amount you are investing, how much amount your friend is investing. So as it is the sole proprietorship, you are the single owner, you are the single person who is going to have the whole profit, you are the single person who is going to bear all the risk. So legal entity is not at all required here. It means no paperwork is required, because each and everything is connected to you. Whether it is profit, it is yours. If it is loss, it is yours. If it is about the taking risk, you are the one who is going to take it. And if it is about the liabilities you are going to share, only you are the one, you have to share all the liabilities with you. So no legal entity is required, because if you have anybody else, this is, I am talking about private sector only. It's not necessary that there will be only one person in the private sector. There can be two, there can be three. 2-3 companies can merge together, or 2-3 person can do business together. So in that case, legal entity is required, because oral work has no value. If I say I am investing 1 lakh, you invest 2 lakh, I have only 1 lakh, you have invested 2 lakh, then the ratio of the profit will be 1:2. If suppose the profit is 3 lakh, then I will get 1 lakh, you will get 2 lakh, because you have invested that. Just an example, if the profit is 300, I would get 100, you would get 200. 200 plus 100 is 300. So what happens? But if I fight later, no, it should be half and half, 150, 150. So there should be some legal entity. In the paper, everything will be mentioned. How can we divide our profit in case anything happens? How can we divide our property? Everything. So legal entity will be required whenever there is more than one person. But in this case, as you are the sole proprietor, you are the single owner, no legal entity is required. Now here one more point is there. In feature, we don't write only the good things. You can also write the limitations. I mean by limitations means the plus points and the minus point. Both will come under the feature of this sole proprietorship. So the next point is lack of business continuity. Lack of business continuity. Now what happens in this point, lack of business continuity? Suppose continuity. If there is only one person in the business, anything happens to that person, if he dies or if he is seriously ill and he is on his bed, there will be no one to continue the business. Okay, because if there are some partners, if there are some, what do I say, company who is involved with your company, so the partners, they carry the business. But in case of sole proprietorship, there will be no one to continue your business. In case of any loss, insolvency or bankrupt, means when you have a loss in the business and you have nothing to left, you cannot run a business. Or in case of any kind of, what do I say, death, any kind of illness or death, if you are ill or anybody is died and he is the sole proprietor, so there will be no one who will continue the business. So there is a lack of business continuity. It means there is less chances that who will continue the business. There is no partner, business will stop suddenly. Okay, not suddenly, it may be suddenly, it may not be sudden. If suppose someone is ill, there will be some idea it is going to be stopped, the business will be stopped at some point of time. If suddenly someone dies, the business stops. So there is no chance to continue that business because he is the only owner and the owner is no more now. So this is one more feature of the private sector enterprises. And the last one is small size. Okay, the last one is small size. Now what happens in this one, small size, as he is the only owner, the single owner, the business will be of small size. How much money he has, he will invest. But when there are partners, there are 2 or 3 more people, those who are involved with this business, what happens? They also invest money. When there are 2 or 3 person who involves money, the business, the size of business also increases. But if only one person is involved, the capital will be limited and the size of the business will also be limited. Okay, so this is small size also you can write as a feature of business, because in sole proprietorship only one person, he invest capital and that will be in some limited way. The amount will be limited, the business will be limited, or we can call it as a small size business. So these were the features of business. Some I have written down which I have rubbed because there was no place. If you want to write down all these points, just go back in the video, then you write down all the points and then you can write in your own words. You can explain these points in your own words, or else you can take help from your book also, because in your book also these points will be mentioned. You can just go through your book, take help from there and write down your notes. Thank you. Have a good day.